Over 85% of adults over 60 still enjoy cheese a couple of times a week, but most are unknowingly picking the wrong kind. One choice in the cheese aisle could quietly be raising your risk of heart attack, stroke, or even cutting years off your life. And nearly 99% of seniors have no idea they're doing it. The truth is, the cheese section may look harmless, but it's hiding a few health landmines. In this video, we're breaking down 4 cheeses that actually help protect your heart, bones, and brain, and 4 that could be sabotaging your health without you even realizing it. One of them increases stroke risk by up to 80%, and chances are you've eaten it this week. This isn't hype, it's science that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Let us know in the comments. How old are you, where are you watching from, and what's your favorite cheese? We read every one. And if you find this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to Senior Switch for more insights like this. Alright, let's count down the 4 best cheeses for your body, starting with number 4. Number 4. Aged Gouda. Aged Gouda isn't just tasty, it's a nutritional goldmine for older adults. Once Gouda is aged for 18 months or more, it transforms. The proteins break down into smaller compounds called peptides, which are easier to digest, a big deal if your gut isn't what it used to be. But what really sets it apart is vitamin K2. This nutrient acts like a traffic cop for calcium, directing it away from your arteries where it forms plaque and into your bones where it strengthens them. In fact, Japanese studies show people with higher K2 intake have up to 50% less arterial calcification. Just 1 ounce of aged Gouda delivers about 75 micrograms of K2 more than most people get in a week. It also packs in CLA, a fatty acid that's been linked to better immune function, reduced body fat, and even anti-cancer properties. Plus, the aging process removes most of the lactose, so it's great if you're dairy sensitive. And there's more beneficial bacteria created during aging, form postbiotics compounds that support your gut, reduce inflammation, and even improve mood. To get the most out of Gouda, let it come to room temperature before eating, about 1 to 1.5 ounces, ideally paired with apple slices or whole grain crackers to boost digestion and maximize the gut-boosting effects. Number 3. Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano. Real Parmesan from Italy, not the stuff in the green shaker, is basically an edible multivitamin. It's aged for up to 32 months, and that process turns it into one of the most digestible bioavailable protein sources on Earth. Even people with sensitive stomachs can usually handle it without issue. Just 1 ounce has 10 grams of protein, plus about 330 milligrams of calcium, more than a full glass of milk. And unlike supplements, this calcium comes packaged with magnesium and phosphorus in just the right ratio for your body to absorb it properly. Research shows the calcium absorption rate from Parmigiano Reggiano is close to 100%. It also contains all 9 essential amino acids and natural compounds like casomorphins, which may help reduce anxiety and promote better sleep. Another compound, tyrosine, helps your brain stay sharp by supporting dopamine and norepinephrine production. And it's naturally lactose-free, loaded with probiotics that survive digestion, and packed with flavor. For best results, don't grate it. Break off chunks with a knife. Around 1 ounce after a meal can aid digestion, boost protein intake, and support your bones. Pair it with a drizzle of aged balsamic to enhance nutrient absorption. Number 2. Grass-fed, raw cheddar. The word raw can be off-putting, but raw cheddar from grass-fed cows is one of the most nutrient-rich cheeses available, especially when aged for at least 60 days. That aging process removes harmful bacteria while keeping the beneficial ones intact. Compared to standard cheddar, the grass-fed raw version has up to 500% more CLA, and significantly more omega-3 second powerful anti-inflammatories that protect your heart and fight disease. It's also rich in vitamin A. In its most usable form, retinol, vitamin D, and vitamin K2, the MK4 form, the most active type for preventing artery hardening and improving bone density. It doesn't stop there. Grass-fed raw cheddar has dozens of strains of probiotics that support digestion, immune function, and even brain health. These probiotics also create butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that reduces inflammation and nourishes your gut lining. Just be careful not to overheat it. To preserve its benefits, don't cook it over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Instead, bring it to room temp and pair it with fermented veggies like sauerkraut or kimchi. Stick to 1.52 ounces for maximum benefit without overdoing the fat. Number 1. Swiss Gruyere. Topping our list is Swiss Gruyere, one of the most complete health-supportive cheeses you can eat. It starts with raw milk from cows grazing on alpine meadows, which results in a cheese packed with hard-to-find nutrients. The special bacteria used in making Gruyere produce propionic acid, which reduces inflammation, lowers cholesterol, and may even help prevent cancer. These same bacteria also generate massive amounts of vitamin B12 and create those signature holes in the cheese. Even more impressive, Gruyere contains precursors to glutathione, the body's master antioxidant that protects your cells from damage. As we age, our glutathione levels drop, but the cysteine and glycine in Gruyere help your body replenish it naturally. It's also rich in minerals like phosphorus, zinc, and selenium, all vital for bone strength, immunity, and thyroid health. And the protein in Gruyere is already broken down into easy-to-absorb peptides thanks to its 12-month aging process. Swiss studies have shown that seniors who regularly eat Gruyere maintain muscle mass better than those who don't, even if they get similar protein from other sources. It also contains lactotripeptides that naturally lower blood pressure. Want the full benefit? Don't boil it. Melt gently into warm soup or eat it with whole grain bread to help your body absorb all the B vitamins and antioxidants it offers. That wraps up the best cheeses. But now it's time to look at the flip side, the ones you should avoid at all costs after 60. Let's start the countdown with number 4. Number 4. Processed cheese slices. Those individually wrapped cheese slices might seem harmless or even nostalgic, but they're one of the worst choices you can make at any age, especially after 60. Why? Because they're barely cheese. Most processed slices contain less than 50% actual cheese. The rest a mix of emulsifiers, artificial coloring preservatives, and sodium-based additives. 2 slices can pack over 600 milligrams of sodium, a quarter of your entire daily limit, and it's the dangerous kind, sodium phosphate. Studies link it to faster aging, kidney strain, and increased cardiovascular risk. What's worse is the emulsifiers like polysorbate 80 and carboxymethyl cellulose. These compounds can disrupt your gut microbiome and increase something called intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut. That leads to chronic inflammation, which is a major driver of conditions like arthritis, brain fog, autoimmune disorders, and even depression. The bright orange color, often from dyes like yellow 5 and yellow 6, which have been tied to allergic reactions, hyperactivity, and possible carcinogenic effects. Even more alarming, processed slices can legally contain trans fats, even if the label says 0 grams. As long as there's less than 0.5 grams per serving, it can be rounded down. But over time, even small amounts of trans fats raise your bad cholesterol, lower your good cholesterol, and boost inflammation markers. Add in preservatives like sorbic acid and natamycin, which accumulate in your gut and disrupt beneficial bacteria, and you've got a highly engineered product that does more harm than good. Don't let the packaging fool you. Processed slices are convenient, but they come at a high health cost. Number 3. Cheese spreads in jars. If it comes in a jar and can sit unrefrigerated for months, it's not cheese, it's a chemical soup. Cheese spreads may taste creamy and indulgent, but they're loaded with artificial fats, additives, and synthetic flavorings. The main culprit here, partially hydrogenated oils, aka trans fats, which have been banned in many countries due to their strong link to heart disease. Even if your spread says trans fat-free, Many now use a process called interesterification, and early research suggests it may be just as harmful. The sodium content is also off the charts. A couple spoonfuls can easily exceed 500 milligrams of sodium, and let's be honest, no one's stopping at just 2 teaspoons. Then there's MSG, often hidden under names like yeast extract or natural flavors. For sensitive individuals, it can trigger headaches, palpitations, and other nervous system effects. And phthalates. These hormone-disrupting chemicals can leach from the plastic packaging into the cheese, especially when stored for long periods. Over time, that means possible disruptions to your metabolism, reproductive hormones, and even increased cancer risk. The bottom line, jarred cheese spreads are one of the most ultra-processed dairy products out there, and they bring zero health value to the table. Number 2. Pre-shredded cheese in bags. You might not expect this one, but pre-shredded cheese, the kind that comes in resealable bags, is far from a healthy choice. Why? Because it's what they add to keep it from clumping. Anti-caking agents like cellulose, which often comes from wood pulp, or potato starch, can make up as much as 4% of the product. While not toxic, these fillers can interfere with digestion, especially if you have a sensitive gut or IBS. They also prevent proper melting and coat the cheese in a way that reduces nutrient absorption. Many of these cheeses contain natamycin too, an antifungal that sounds fine on paper but is actually an antibiotic. If you eat it regularly, it may mess with your gut bacteria, which affects everything from immunity to mental clarity. Even worse, the cheese itself is often low-grade and comes from milk higher in hormones and antibiotic residues. The shredded format also creates more surface area, which speeds up oxidation, reducing nutrients, and forming harmful byproducts. And here's something most people never consider: pre-shredded cheese can be high in histamines, especially after long storage. For people sensitive to histamines, that means headaches, hives, anxiety, and digestive upset. To top it off, the shredding and packaging process introduces more chances for contamination. There have been multiple recalls over the years involving Listeria and E. coli in pre-shredded cheese products. So, what's the solution? Buy block cheese and shred it yourself. It's fresher, cleaner, and much safer. Number 1. Blue cheese. This one might be controversial, but blue cheese earns the top spot on the avoid list, especially if you're over 60. Its flavor comes from Penicillium roqueforti, a mold that's intentionally introduced during production. And while safe in small amounts for most people, the compounds it produces can cause serious issues for others. First, there's tyramine, a natural substance in aged and fermented foods. In blue cheese, it's found in extremely high levels. For those on MAO inhibitors or blood pressure meds, it can trigger dangerous spikes in blood pressure or even hypertensive crisis. Then there are mycotoxins, mold-derived compounds that may accumulate in the body and contribute to inflammation, joint pain, or even brain fog in people who are sensitive. And histamines. Blue cheese has some of the highest levels of any dairy food. If you've ever experienced a headache, skin flare-up, or anxious energy after eating it, this could be why. It's also loaded with sodium, over 400 milligrams per ounce, and extremely high in palmitic acid, a saturated fat known to be more inflammatory than others. Add to that the fact that the strong flavor can mask spoilage, and you've got a recipe for trouble. Blue cheese may look classy on a charcuterie board, but if you're over 60 and managing blood pressure, heart health, or histamine issues, so what does this all boil down to? As you get older, the way your body processes fat, salt, and certain proteins changes, and so do your nutritional needs. Some cheeses like Swiss Gruyere and Parmigiano Reggiano can actively support better digestion, stronger bones, reduced inflammation, and even clearer thinking. Others like processed slices, cheese spreads, and blue cheese quietly work against your health, increasing your risk for stroke, high blood pressure, or gut issues even if they taste great. Let's make this really simple. The green light cheeses. Aged Gouda, a powerful source of K2 and gut-friendly compounds. Parmigiano Reggiano, high protein, lactose-free, and great for bones and digestion. Grass-fed raw cheddar, packed with anti-inflammatory nutrients and natural probiotics. Swiss Gruyere, support muscle mass, heart health, and antioxidant defense. These are the cheeses you want to include regularly, ideally in small portions, paired with foods that improve their absorption, like apples, fermented veggies, or whole grains. They're not just safe, they're actually good for you. The red light cheeses. Processed cheese slices, loaded with additives, harmful fats, and fake nutrients. Jarred cheese spreads, packed with synthetic ingredients and hidden trans fats. Pre-shredded cheese, contains anti-caking agents, low-grade dairy, and hidden contaminants. Blue cheese, high in sodium, tyramine, and inflammatory compounds, risky for many seniors. These are the ones to avoid or at least save for rare occasions, especially if you're managing heart health, kidney function, blood pressure, or digestive issues. Still not sure what to pick at the grocery store? The bottom line: if you're over 60, cheese isn't your enemy. But the wrong cheese can quietly chip away at your health, increasing your risk of heart problems, gut issues, and even memory decline. The right cheese, on the other hand, can help you stay stronger, sharper, and more independent as you age. You don't have to give up your favorite foods. You just have to choose better versions and limit the ones that do more harm than good. So now we want to hear from you. What's one cheese you just can't give up even after hearing all this? Have you ever noticed how your body feels after eating different types of cheese? More bloated or more energized? Let us know in the comments below. We read every one. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Senior Switch for more clear, practical health advice for your best years yet. Thanks for watching, and remember, every bite is a chance to support your future. Choose wisely.